Build a Big Podcast. I'm David Hooper. It's International Podcast Day. It just kicked off. A lot of cool stuff happening at internationalpodcastday.com. More on that in a second. First, let me define it so you know what we're talking about here. It was started by a guy named Steve Lee, and it's basically a celebration of podcasting. But I think it's also a great reminder for people like us, podcasters, to share podcasting with others. We take it for granted that people know what podcasts are. They do not. We take it for granted that people know how to listen to podcasts. They don't. So let some people know. The more people who are aware of this medium, the more people who know how to listen to podcasts, the better all of us will do. Let's talk about the site. internationalpodcastday.com is the site. And right now, 30 plus hours of live video streaming. They have presentations like how to maximize exposure without spending hours publishing to multiple platforms, how to launch your podcast this week using the 6 Ps of podcasting framework, navigate a niche podcast in a global old-fashioned industry. How many of us are in old-fashioned industries? They say, no, this is how we do things around here. Well, this is how to navigate that. Teaching through podcasting, how to share your knowledge and leverage podcasts as an educational tool, why translating is the future of podcasting. We got to think beyond English. Non-English speaking countries in some ways have a better opportunity for podcasting than we do in the United States. And the reason for that is they've got better mobile networks than we do in the United States. So if you're bilingual, trilingual, multilingual, or you've got an option to have somebody translate your stuff, there's a big opportunity for you with non-English speaking podcasting. The biggest reason most podcasts fail: recycling radio, balancing podcasting into your life, how you can monetize your podcast through social media. Those are just a few of the presentations that you will find right now. It's happening live at internationalpodcastday.com. Spread the word. We have a long way to go before we catch up to television, before we catch up to broadcast radio, satellite radio. Podcasting is easy now. We've got great apps: Overcast, the Apple Podcast app, Google Podcasts. Spotify is making a huge push for podcasting right now. But there are still people who do not understand what podcasts are. They've heard of them, but they don't get them, and they don't know how to get them. To celebrate International Podcast Day by letting people know, internationalpodcastday.com is where to get all those presentations that I mentioned. And for more from me, I'm here a lot, giving you tips, tricks, strategies on how to grow your podcast, better connect with an audience, make more money with your podcast. You can go to bigpodcast.com/subscribe. One click is all it takes. iPhone, Android, RSS feed. However you get your podcast, I got you covered. Bigpodcast.com/subscribe. So go there now, subscribe to Build a Big Podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode.